Am I wrong for barking at my neighbor after she repeatedly made fun of how I talk? Please let me know if I am being an absolute jerk here, because I recently got into a massive conflict with a grown woman. I am a 14-year-old girl, and the woman involved happens to live in my building. To give you some quick context, I have an incredibly high-pitched voice. It is completely natural, but it is something I have always hated and been deeply insecure about. People at school sometimes tell me that I sound fake or like I am putting on an act, but I genuinely cannot control it. When I try to force my voice to sound deeper, it just sounds even more awkward and weird, so I just try to live with it. Recently, a woman who looks to be somewhere in her 30s moved into the apartment right below us. We had our first actual conversation about 2 weeks ago, and right away the vibes were completely off. I couldn't help but notice that every single time I opened my mouth to speak, she was either giggling to herself or literally rolling her eyes at me. But here's the thing. It didn't just stop at eye rolls. After that initial meeting, whenever we crossed paths in the hallway and I politely greeted her, she would repeat my exact words back to me. Except, she would do it in this incredibly exaggerated, squeaky anime girl voice. She did this every single time she saw me. She wasn't even trying to hide the fact that she was actively mocking a teenager. It made me feel so small and incredibly self-conscious. But I tried to ignore it because she is an adult. Well, today, I finally had enough. I ran into her again by the stairs, and the second she opened her mouth to speak to me, something just snapped in my brain. I decided to give her a taste of her own medicine. I instantly cut her off and repeated her words back to her in the moment. Then I dropped my voice as low as possible and started aggressively barking to mimic how she sounded. Safe to say, she was absolutely not happy about it. She looked completely shocked and offended. She immediately went over my head and complained directly to my father about what happened. As a result, he gave me a massive scolding for being disrespectful to our neighbors. I definitely could have handled the situation with a lot more maturity, and barking at a grown woman was probably not the best response. But I was so incredibly pissed off in the moment that I reacted without really thinking it through. To make matters even worse, I did tell my dad exactly what she had been doing to me for the past 2 weeks. But instead of defending me, he just brushed it off and said she was probably just trying to be friendly and playful. Which makes absolutely zero sense to me. Am I really the jerk for giving a bully a taste of her own medicine? Or is my dad totally wrong for defending a grown woman who was mocking a child?